Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit late of an April TBR. I will be participating in both Realmathon by Covers with Cassidy and the Magical Readathon by Book Roast. I will have both of those Readathon announcements linked in my description box. I'm going to try and get through this. I've been sick for almost 2.5 weeks now. My voice sounds awful. But before hopping too far into that, hello, my name is Emily. This is MacInnis Mama, where you will find mostly bookish content. I play a roll the dice with a dash of chaos TBR game. It is a mashup between Jessie Mae's roll the dice game and Sam from A Life of Lit's monthly TBR game. We will set up the board together as we do each month. If I do not complete the previous month, I must draw a challenge prompt to kick it off as a bit of a punishment. If I do complete my TBR, I get to buy a book. That has never happened yet. So before doing the roll the dice, I need to tell you how I did in March. Not great. So for roll number 1, for a standalone and a Goodreads nominee, I read Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I did read that. Roll number 2, I got All the Light We Cannot See. I am more than 2/3 of the way through this book, so I'm not really going to count this as a punishment, but I'm not quite done this. I had A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden, I believe. I did read that. Next, I had For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. I did not read this, and I also did not read The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle Jensen. Is that correct? I said correct and right together. And I did not read Glow by Raven Kennedy either. So I only officially read 2 out of 6. I did read the other books, but I only read 2 of the 6 on my TBR. That is very typical for me. Shouldn't be, but it is. So we are doing a punishment at the beginning of this video. My roll the dice rolls are kind of more centered around Realmathon, and then after we do those rolls, get our books, I will try and fit as many as I can into my magical readathon prompts for my career, which is going to be Master of Elements. There are 6 prompts for that, and I roll 6 times for my April TBR. So that's enough rambling for me. I'm going to try and get through this a little fast for my voice's sake. Let's do roll the dice. All right, to kick it off for not completing my March TBR, I need to pull a challenge. I'll go with this one. I cannot open it. Okay, so I need 2 hard prompts, and I can either do 2 books or 1 book that fulfills both of those as my challenge book. Is that 2? Animal on the cover. And my kid has to pick it. Oh, goodness. Okay, I will come up with some options, and I will film one of my kids picking my challenge book that I must complete. Okay, I'm going to do a screen recording for the numbers of easy and hard prompts. So first I will roll with you guys. An even number is 2 prompts, an odd number is 3. Easy prompts are orange, hard prompts are black. Oh, before doing that, I forgot to draw out of my TBR jar. These are 2 books I can fit on here if possible. They're more like kind of set these out and maybe try and read them. Like this isn't part of like the rolls unless it does get rolled. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'll pull this one and this one. What do we have? Oh, Legends and Lattes. I actually read that, so it can be removed. Oh boy, I can pretty much guarantee I'm not reading that this month. Clockwork Angel, that's a great one. Okay. But I will have these set out on my TBR cart as a reminder. I will put Clockwork Angel on the board though. Okay, now I will roll and we will do 3 easy prompts because 5 is an odd number and 2 hard prompts. All right, here is what I have started the board off with. Lots of continuations of series. Some books I need for my magical readathon TBR. As I mentioned in the intro, I'm on the romance team for Realmathon, so I tried to keep that in mind as well. My buddy reads with Sam. I'm pretty happy with how this is starting, and I hope the rolls are nice to me. So let's do roll number 1. That's perfect. The Assassin's Blade. I'm doing a reread of Throne of Glass. Sam is reading it for the first time. I'm so excited to do that with her. And we are starting the Assassin's Blade in April. Roll number 2. Oh boy. And 1 easy and 1 hard prompt. Again, if I can combine them, great. If not, I need to choose 2 books. Man, I can't even untangle this one. Under 400 pages. Oh dear. And I need to do one of those emoji generators and then find a book that's under 400 pages to match that. That is going to be so hard. I might need to have 2 separate books. I have no idea. Roll number 3. A hard prompt. A book I received in a book box. I have 4 options on my shelf and I'm not overly thrilled with any of them. Roll number 4. Hate. This is the first book in the Madison Kate series on Kindle Unlimited. Roll number 5. Court of Greed and Gold by Eliza Rain. Our 6th and final roll. I'm really sorry about my voice. Oh God. 1 easy, 1 hard prompt again. Oh, that's 2. A hardcover. Why are all these tangled? In a recommendation video. Maybe I can watch one of the Realmathon recommendations and hope that I can, that I own a hardcover, I guess. Or I will need, once again, 2 separate books for that. Dang. I will admit, I'm not overly pleased with what I have going on here because there are definitely some books on here I was really hoping to get to, and the prompts that I got did not easily make those work, if that makes sense. Okay, I need to go figure out my TBR and I will catch up with you in a minute. Anyway, I need you to do something I have a challenge for my reading in April because I didn't read all the books in March I was supposed to read. Do you want to know what the challenge is?
Yeah.
I need a book with an animal on the cover and I need one of my kids to pick. So I'm choosing you to pick this time. I have a stack of 4 books and I need you to pick which one to read. So I have Moon Called, which has wolves right here. hold on. I have The Alchemist, which has birds right here. I have Love on the Brain, which has a bumblebee right here. I think that counts. And I have For the Wolf. This one's a little bit of a stretch, but there's a wolf on the side of the cover. Okay. So what book would you like for Mommy to read in April? Alchemist. Thank you. Alright, so there's going to be a lot of kind of like offshoot clips to this video because there's a lot of moving pieces to get all of this together. So as you saw for my challenge prompt, I just realized I forgot to bring down my polls for my TBR jar. You saw what they are. They're just on my TBR cart. If I can get to them, that's great, but they are like visually in my way, so I know to read them soon-ish. Okay, back on track. My challenge prompt, I had to pick 2 hard prompts out of my little bin, and I got Animal on the Cover and Kid Pick. Wyatt had just got home from school, so I gave him 4 book options that had animals on the cover. One was on the spine, and I just let him pick. I didn't prompt him. I let him pick which one he wanted. He chose The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This is on my 23 book street in 2023. It was a birthday gift for my 27th birthday from my Grampy. And this is like a fantasy classic. It is very short and I'm actually really looking forward to getting to this. So this is book 1 on the TBR, but for actual roll number 1, I got The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I read through the whole Throne of Glass series in 2022, and I'm now going to officially start my reread, which I am so excited for. So me and Sam are doing a buddy read for Throne of Glass, and we have like a constant buddy read. Like we chat every day, we read 5 chapters of a book together every single day, and I just love it so much. And I can finally link a YouTube channel for Sam down below. She had one many years ago. We chat on Instagram, so I can link that down below as well. It's almost always in my description box. But she posted her April TBR on YouTube. I'm so excited. So I'll have that link down below, and I encourage you to go show her video some love. We are starting Throne of Glass in April. Roll number 2, I got Emoji and a book under 400 pages. The emoji I got was like these houses, multiple houses. So this is a little bit of a stretch, but I tried really hard. I chose the house in the Cerulean Sea. House in the title. There's like 2 buildings-ish on here if I stretch it. And it's like 398 pages. Let me see. Yeah, 398 pages. So I just snuck this in here by the thinnest hair on my head. Is that even a saying? I don't know. This is a cozy fantasy. So reading Legends and Lattes in March, I just want to explore that genre, or subgenre I should say, a bit more. This has been on my TBR for a really long time, and I know it's like beloved in the booktube community, and I'm so excited to finally get to it. So a house emoji under 400 pages. It barely meets both those criteria, but here we go. Roll number 3 was a book I received in a book box. I got 4 book boxes ever. I got Owl Crate many years ago, and I haven't read a single one, so I canceled that pretty fast. But this will also work well for Magical Readathon, which is why I chose this one. This is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. I believe Rachel from Raven-Haired Reader really likes this series, or what she read of it so far. This is compared to Six of Crows a lot. It's YA fantasy with a heist subplot, found family, but people who have actually read both of them say like, yes, those elements are present in both, but the actual books are not like super comparable beyond that, if that makes sense. So I'm actually really excited to get to this. It's always been one on my shelf that I keep looking at and then being like, no, I shouldn't start another series, but maybe I want to. I'm actually starting a few series this month. But yeah, I'm just excited for this. This is, like I said, the Owl Crate edition. We have like a little note situation. It's very beautiful. So this is now officially on the April TBR. Next row I got Hate by Tate James. This is the first book in the Madison Kate series. Dark romance reverse harem series. I am really looking forward to getting to. I've had it downloaded on my Kindle for a while. I have no idea what it's about plot wise, but I'm excited to just dive in. I've heard that it's a pretty quick read. I don't know how many pages it is, but people seem to fly through those really fast. Roll number 5, I got Court of Greed and Gold. This is the second book in the Shadowbound Queen series. I read the first one for the Romantasy Readathon. It was the group book, Court of Ravens and Ruin. And I was really enjoying it until it just abruptly ended, which was really disappointing. So the second one just came out. It better pick up right where we left our main character, and I hope that will give me, it's not the final book, it's not a duology, but I hope like I feel a little bit more of a sense of like satisfaction or completion in reading the second book. Lastly, I could not on my personal shelves combine these two prompts, so I had hardcover and rec video. And for rec video, I wanted it to be a recommendation for Realmathon to get those bonus points. So for that, I'm choosing There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. This is a recommendation from Cassidy, who is the host and creator of Realmathon, and I am on Team Cypress. I can't remember, which is romance. So I wanted to choose this dark romance that's involving serial killers. I'm sure a lot of you know what that one's about. But that's on my Kindle. And I didn't have any hardcovers. I had some paperbacks. I didn't have any hardcovers of any of the other books that were host recommendations. So for my hardcover, I'm doing Lore Olympus. I need to read this for a reading vlog you will be seeing hopefully soon-ish. And it's a graphic novel, Hades and Persephone retelling. So I don't think that this will be too hard to squeeze in along with There Are No Saints to complete this 6th and final roll. So that's 8 books already on my April TBR. And now we have the Orilium Spring Equinox, the Magical Readathon. Again, I am doing Master of Elements, so I have 6 prompts, and I really tried to fit all of these in. So I'm going to go through these a little bit faster because I just feel like this is going on for too long. For elemental studies, I need to read a book with flowers on the cover. For that, I'm putting in Court of Greed and Gold by Eliza Rain. Shapeshifting Wolf on the cover, title, or author. I'm putting in Gilded Wolves. I hope that counts. For animal studies, I needed to flip a coin. If I got a heads, I had to read a nonfiction. If I got tails, it could be fiction. Obviously, I was hoping I got tails, but as you can see in this clip. Alright, for animal studies, I need to flip a coin. Emmett grabbed these books for me in case I need more. Thank you. I grabbed a nickel, and if it lands on heads, I need to read this nonfiction, which I have out from the library. If it lands on tails, I am going to add Glass Sword. This is going to add to my TBR, but I need to read it for a reading vlog. And this nonfiction is quite short. I feel like that nonfiction looks bad, but we were having a very chaotic time in our household, and I was recommended this one. It's kind of I don't know how to explain the title, like a parody title. Does that make sense? It's kind of like How to Stop Giving an F, that kind of book. Anyways, okay. Heads looks like I will be reading How to Stop Losing Your Shit with Your Kids. Great. I got nonfiction. So I got How to Stop Losing Your Shit with Your Kids. I got this out from the library on a recommendation. I've been having a lot of like anxiety and overwhelm just like personally, and I have 3 very loud, rambunctious, roughhousing boys, and when you're really overstimulated, it's hard not to lose your shit with your kids. yeah, so I'm gonna read this book and hopefully get some tips. This title is kind of like How to Stop Giving a Fuck, like parody-ish. I love my kids. I don't actually lose my shit on my kids every day, but you know what I mean. Okay. Astronomy, 2 letter E's in the title. I'm putting in Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. This is our current buddy, mine and Sam's current buddy read. We're making our way through it, completing the Twisted series by Anna Huang. I have unpopular opinions I will save for later. Conjuration, recommended by a friend. Once again, I'm putting in There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark here, recommended by Covers with Cassidy. And lastly, Restoration, Close Your Eyes, Shuffle, and Point. I laid out 3 books that were on the TBR already, 3 books that were not. I let Emmett lay them out how he wanted to, so they were like shuffled, and then I rolled the dice, and I got I got the number 1, which had The Alchemist. So I didn't have to add yet another book into here. So in total, I have 10 books on my April TBR, and some of them are quite chunky. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the stack I'm working with. Plus I have Hate by Tate James, Court of Greed and Gold, and There Are No Saints, and Twisted Lies. Oh dear. I am not going to complete this, and I'm telling you right now that my priority is going to be the 6 prompts for the magical readathon, which is why I tried to like cross them as much as possible, because I want to make sure that my character for Orilium like gets the classes they need to be Master of Elements. And I will for sure be taking yet another punishment for my May TBR for Roll the Dice, but that's fine. It's fun. It's not like a true punishment, like what's 1 extra book, and this time it was a short one. But I do actually have to read this one, not only because it's in my Orilium TBR, but because it was my punishment book. This should be like top of my priority list to get this done. But overall, I'm just so excited for a month full of reading. The weather's starting to warm up. I have been reading more outside, like walking around. My kids bike around the house, and I like walk the house, but they lap me over and over again, obviously, with my book in my hands. And it's just been so nice to get outside more, see some sunshine. Okay, that's enough rambling from me. I'm so excited about my April TBR. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below what you plan on reading in April. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!